adjusting to mommy life and bonding with my beautiful baby girl. Being with my daughter, being with my husband, and then what's coming up. So let's start from the beginning. I should have wrote down some notes, but I didn't. So, and don't ignore my nails. I'm going to get them done today. Working at my new job does this. So, yeah. So my pregnancy was planned. My husband and I planned to have a baby, and we went through a couple things over the past couple years that made us realize that life is short. If you know, you know that my husband was injured as a firefighter, and had suffered extensive bodily injuries, lifelong bodily injuries. If you don't know, you must not be from the area, you don't watch the news, you can just Google my name or his name, it'll come up. But we just really saw how precious life is. It's not guaranteed. Life is short. So we decided to start our family, and he wanted a girl, I wanted a girl, and we ended up having a girl. But during my pregnancy, I went through antepartum depression, where I was still working full time. I just got a new job. When I first found out I was pregnant, I just started a job at CVS. When I told them I was pregnant, they ended up firing me about a week and a half, 2 weeks later. I don't know, I was doing a bunch of overnight shifts. I was doing a lot of morning shifts, a lot of night shifts. And I wasn't going to be able to do as much. Lo and behold, a week later, I went for a job interview at Sweet Green. I took a pay cut, but I needed a job. So I got a job right on the spot. And I went in and I started working. And I didn't stay there long. I got that job November 2018, November 7th, which was 2 days before my birthday. It was my start date, and we were going to Miami because this was a trip that we planned and paid for way before we got pregnant. So we went to Miami. We had a good time. Nobody knew that we were having a baby yet. So I'm like fake drinking. We went to the sugar factory down there in Miami, and I got the non-alcoholic drink and posted it so that when nobody be like, oh, you're pregnant, why you not drinking? People love to jump to the, oh, you're pregnant conclusion. So I was nervous about flying while pregnant because we went through a miscarriage before. And I was just, everything that we did, I was so nervous. The dog jumped on my stomach. I fell down the steps. My first trimester was just a huge roller coaster. And Thanksgiving came around. We were 13 weeks pregnant. And we went to his mom's house and told her, next Thanksgiving, you're going to have another grandchild over for Thanksgiving. And then we went to my mom's house and told everybody the good news. And then we went to his dad's house, and we showed him the sonogram. And he was like, you pregnant? And I was like, yeah. He was like, oh man, congratulations. And my husband was like, yeah, it's just time. Life is short. And his dad was like, it's about time. Because we've been together 6 years. So, But, while I was pregnant, I went through it. Once we were out of the clear into our second trimester, I was so over Sweet Green. I started looking for other jobs, and I applied to Rite Aid, and they called me in, and again, I got the job on the spot. I got the job on the spot. They was like, well, how much do we have to pay you? Because we want to take you from Sweet Green. And I was like, well, I was promised this. Before that, as a manager, I was making this. And they actually matched what I was promised, plus added on $1 more. So I was like, okay, give me, 2 weeks to put a 2-week notice in. So I put my 2-week notice in at Sweet Green. And the next day that I came in, after my doctor's appointment, my manager there was upset, like, oh, why are you putting a 2 week notice in? We see so much potential in you. We wanted to get you to this point. And I was like, you wasn't doing all of that before I put a 2 weeks notice in. So at that point, I was like, let me just clock in and get it done with. So she wouldn't let me clock in. She told everybody else, the other managers, don't clock her in. And I was just like, okay. So the next morning I went, I was like, did anybody put my hours in for yesterday? And we had to wait for my manager to come. And when I asked her, I said, did anybody put my hours in yesterday? She was like, no. I was like, oh, okay. Took my apron off, took my gloves and stuff off, grabbed my things, and I walked out. And I was like, I'm not going to work for free. I worked a full 8-hour shift and you didn't pay me. That's against labor laws. So I walked out. I called up Rite Aid and I was like, hey, I can start tomorrow if you need me to. And I came in, not the next day, but the day after that. And I started my training, I started my online stuff, and I started working. And I worked there for a while. So I worked at Rite Aid from January 31st, 2019 until I went into labor. And then I was there for about 3 weeks after I had my daughter. So I went through, while I was pregnant, I didn't have, the whole pregnancy, I didn't have like any high risk issues. I didn't have like but I had no problems during my pregnancy until I was 37 weeks and 4 days. And I went in, May 12th was Mother's Day, which was a Sunday. And then May 13th, I went in at 11 a.m. for my doctor's appointment, my checkup. And I was due to go to work after that at Rite Aid at 3 o'clock. And I went in for my 11 o'clock appointment. My blood pressure was like 150 something over 70 something. And they took it like 3 or 4 more times. And I was there and I text my job. I was like, hey, I'm still at the doctor's. My blood pressure is high. It won't go down. I may be a little late. They want to, monitor me. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be a little bit late to work. So my doctor was like, go across the street, go get some food, come back, and then come back in an hour. So by that time, it was like 12:30. So I went over there, got some food, sat down, relaxed, talked to my mom, called my mom, let her know what was going on, called my husband, let him know what was going on. And then I texted my manager and I let him know. It was like 1:15, 1:30. I walked back over to the doctor's because they're literally across the street from where I was eating at. And went back over there. Blood pressure was still high. So they sent me across the street to the emergency room. Well, no, sorry, not the emergency room. Triage to labor and delivery. And they did a urine sample and they just monitored my blood pressure. And my blood pressure started to come down. And then by this time, I texted my manager. I was like, hey, I'm still here. It's 2 o'clock. I'm supposed to clock in at 3. They sent me to labor and delivery to monitor me. The doctor said my blood pressure is coming down, so I should be good to come in. They both replied like, okay, we'll see you soon. Just get better. So, the nurse comes back and she was like, and I text my husband as well and let him know that my blood pressure was coming down. I should be home soon. I should be, getting ready to go to work soon. So, the nurse comes back in the room and she said, oh, Miss Metz. I'm sorry, I was Smothers by then. But my insurance card said Metz. Miss Smothers, Miss Metz, whatever. We found protein in your urine. And I was like, oh, shit. Oh, shoot. So I had preeclampsia. And it was like, yes. And I was like, oh, okay, so what do we do now? Like, do I just, eat differently? Do I, just come in for more checkups? And it was like, oh, there's no way to cure preeclampsia except having the baby. And I was like, what? I can't just, go home and, just be on bed rest and come back when my water breaks. Like, and it was like, you can, but you're in a high risk pregnancy right now, meaning that the longer we hold off having the baby, the worse or the higher the risk goes. So I was like, okay, so what does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, I need to have the baby now? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, wait, so I'm having a baby now? And it was like, yes, ma'am. And I was like, so I should call my husband now? And it was like, yes, ma'am. And I was like, so I'm really having a baby now? Like, and it was like, yes, do you need a minute? And I was like, mm-hmm. I just broke down crying. I was like, I'm not ready yet. Like, I'm not ready to have the baby yet. Like, I had like a whole nother week in my head. Like, I was supposed to get off work today, pack her bag. Well, not her bag. Her bag was packed. Pack my bag. Like, I was supposed to, I had a plan. Like, I needed to mentally get into the mind state of having a baby. And I wasn't there yet. Like, I was supposed to start that when I got off tonight. And I called my husband and I was like, in between sobs and cries, like, I need you to put some comfy pants, pajama pants, tank tops in my duffel bag, grab Aaliyah's bag, and come up to the hospital. And he was like, why I was wrong. And I was like, we're having a baby. And he was like, what? What do you mean? And I was like, I just need you to get up to the hospital and bring what I told you to bring because we're having a baby right now. And he was like, what's going on? You just said you was okay. And I was like, I have preeclampsia. If I don't have the baby now, something bad's going to happen. We're having a baby now. They're inducing my labor. So he was like, okay. I called my mom. I was like, they're inducing my labor. I have preeclampsia. Get up here now. My mom was like, okay, let me finish what I'm doing. I'll be right up there. And yeah, they rolled me into a room, got me hooked up to machines. My husband and my mom got there. My doula came because I called her and I was crying like, oh my God, we had a whole birthing plan. I was going to labor at home. And then go to the hospital. I wanted my water to break on its own. They ended up breaking my water. I ended up getting an epidural. Like everything that I had planned, I wanted an epidural. But everything that I had planned as far as like laboring at home and everything did not go as planned. But my birth was beautiful. I had so many people in the room with me who loved me and cared about me. And that's all I wanted, was to bring my daughter into the world with a room full of people full of positivity and love and, just great vibes so that she can be that person growing up. I know, like, auras and vibes and manifesting things, like, and that's just what I wanted and that's what I had. And now, like, she's just so happy and goofy and loving and she's everything that I wanted her to be already. And she's only 3 months. She'll probably be 4 months by the time I post this video. But, yeah, I'm just, I was very adamant on the type of environment I wanted to birth her in. And the doctor who pulled her out, and helped me push and birthed her, birthday was the same day. So my daughter shares a birthday with the doctor who birthed her. And to me, that is the most amazing thing ever because the doctor says she's never birthed a baby on her birthday. And she doesn't know of any other babies that were born on her birthday. And that just meant so much to me. As far as like after I had Aaliyah, I was in the hospital for a while. for 3 days instead of 2, because she had jaundice. We went home on the 18th. She was born on the 15th. Baby blues. I thought I had postpartum depression, but it was just the baby blues. I not once, never wanted to hurt my child. I did want to hurt myself, and I'm being honest because, I'm talking to you guys. I'm letting you know, like, this is what moms go through. This is normal things, and it's so taboo because we don't talk about it. But I want to talk about it, and I want to tell my story because hopefully I can help somebody else. I had so much love and support around me, and I still felt alone. I felt like I wasn't doing my best or doing, what I need to do. Like, I just didn't feel right. I didn't feel like myself. And the day that I gave birth, I got a job opportunity to train as a branch manager for Hertz Rental Car. And I took that opportunity, and I got the job. I went for my interview, and the day after that, I got the job. And now that's where I work at, and I love it. It has put me in a place where I'm happy with my career. I can take care of my family. Even though my husband is very great at doing that, I can help out, and I can save more for my daughter to put us in a financial position where we are moving next month. Today is September the 7th. We're moving next month, October 15th. So you guys are going to meet Aaliyah at the end of this video. And I'm going to be doing more videos once we move in. I'll set up my video station for YouTube, my YouTube station. So you'll get a lot more videos from me. You will see me more. I am open to any questions, no matter how embarrassing it is, no matter how, you may feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't ask her that. I'm open to answering it. And I will definitely do like an empty apartment tour, and then I will do a furnished apartment tour, and then I will show you guys Aaliyah's nursery. And so you guys are going to get a lot more content from me. And then if you have like any questions or any ideas or anything, you can always just email me. The email is going to be below in the description box. So I'm going to go grab Aaliyah, and I'll let you guys meet her finally. Say hi, Aaliyah. Say hi. This is Aaliyah. You say hi. Oh, tired? Say, Mommy, I'm tired. You want your neck? You want to hold it? Ah, you're so smart. You're so smart, girl. Yeah.